In the quiet town of Hyde, England, a respected family doctor appeared to be the epitome of a dedicated healthcare professional. Little did the community know, a sinister secret lay beneath the surface. This is the chilling story of Harold Shipman, one of Britain's most prolific serial killers who used his medical expertise to commit unspeakable crimes.
Welcome to Crime Quickie, where we explore the captivating world of crime stories. We're your hosts, Paige Turner and Lucy Furr. In today's episode, we will delve into the horrifying case of Harold Shipman, a trusted family doctor who betrayed the trust of his patients and their families, ultimately taking the lives of over 200 people. Join us as we uncover the shocking details of the man dubbed Dr. Death.
To understand the crimes of Harold Shipman, we must first look at his background. Born on January 14, 1946, in Nottingham, England, Shipman had an unremarkable upbringing. His mother, Vera, had a close relationship with her son, and her death from lung cancer when Shipman was only 17 years old deeply affected him. It's believed that witnessing his mother's suffering and the relief she found in morphine sparked Shipman's interest in medicine.
Shipman went on to study medicine at the University of Leeds, graduating in 1970. After completing his medical training, he began working as a general practitioner in the Greater Manchester area. He soon earned a reputation as a caring and dedicated doctor, beloved by his patients.
However, Shipman harbored a dark secret. Unbeknownst to his patients and colleagues, he was developing an addiction to the powerful painkiller pethidine. In 1975, his addiction was discovered, and he was forced to leave his practice. Despite undergoing treatment for his addiction and being fined for forging prescriptions, Shipman was able to continue practicing medicine, eventually settling in the town of Hyde, where he would commit his horrific crimes.
The beginning of Shipman's murderous spree is difficult to pinpoint, but it is believed that his first victim was an elderly woman who died suddenly in his care in the early 1970s. Shipman's modus operandi involved administering lethal doses of diamorphine, a powerful opioid, to his unsuspecting patients. He would then falsify medical records to cover up his crimes, listing natural causes as the reason for their deaths.
As Shipman continued to kill, his choice of victims became more focused, primarily targeting elderly women who were living alone. He would visit his patients at their homes under the pretense of a routine checkup or to administer medication. Once inside, he would inject them with the lethal dose of diamorphine, ensuring their deaths would appear as peaceful and natural as possible.
Over the years, Shipman's death toll steadily increased, and suspicions began to arise. However, the lack of concrete evidence and Shipman's seemingly impeccable reputation as a caring doctor allowed him to continue his killing spree undetected.
It wasn't until 1998 that the extent of Shipman's crimes began to come to light. A local undertaker, suspicious of the unusually high number of deaths among Shipman's patients, contacted the police. However, an initial investigation failed to find any evidence of wrongdoing. The turning point came when Shipman killed his final victim, 81-year-old Kathleen Grundy.
Grundy, a wealthy widow, was found dead in her home in June 1998. Shipman had visited her earlier that day, and her death was initially attributed to natural causes. However, a local solicitor discovered a suspicious will, which left Grundy's entire estate to Shipman. Grundy's daughter, Angela Woodruff, a lawyer herself, was suspicious of the will and reported her concerns to the police.
A thorough investigation ensued, including the exhumation of Grundy's body. The post-mortem examination revealed traces of diamorphine in her system, and Shipman was arrested on suspicion of murder in September 1998. As the police continued to investigate, they discovered a horrifying pattern. Dozens of Shipman's patients had died suddenly and unexpectedly, and many had been cremated at Shipman's request.
The case against Shipman rapidly built as investigators exhumed more bodies, revealing evidence of diamorphine in many of his patients. In addition, Shipman's falsified medical records and a damning computer analysis showed he had often altered the records of deceased patients shortly after their deaths.
Shipman's trial began in October 1999, and he was charged with the murders of 15 patients. Throughout the trial, Shipman maintained his innocence, claiming the high doses of morphine found in the victims were the result of clerical errors or misjudgments. However, the overwhelming evidence against him ultimately led to his conviction on all 15 counts of murder on January 31, 2000.
Shipman was sentenced to 15 concurrent life sentences, with the judge recommending that he never be released. He was also found guilty of forging Kathleen Grundy's will. In total, a public inquiry determined that Shipman had likely killed at least 250 patients over the course of his career, making him one of the most prolific serial killers in history.
Harold Shipman committed suicide in his prison cell in January 2004, hanging himself with bed sheets. His death left many questions unanswered, and the families of his victims continue to seek justice and closure.
The Harold Shipman case shocked the world and exposed the chilling reality that a trusted medical professional could be responsible for the deaths of so many vulnerable patients. In the aftermath of his crimes, the British medical community implemented significant changes to ensure greater oversight of doctors and prevent a similar tragedy from happening again.
The story of Harold Shipman serves as a sobering reminder of the importance of trust and accountability in the medical profession. It also highlights the need for constant vigilance to protect the most vulnerable members of society from those who may seek to exploit their position of power.
That's it for this episode of Crime Quickie. A quick preview of our next episode.
In the 1970s, a charming, intelligent, and seemingly ordinary man captivated the nation. Yet behind his all-American facade lay a devious and deadly predator, responsible for a horrific string of murders that spread across multiple states. This is the chilling story of Ted Bundy, one of the most notorious serial killers in American history.